All right, good evening. Welcome on into another episode of From Day One. Where we left off in the afternoon, we have a lady in Judge Middleton's court. We heard the police report at the beginning with the dash cam video. Then her first appearance in court, including getting herself into contempt. We will now resume with the very end of that, talking with the judge leaving and her second appearance.
Wants this to be over with.
I do too.
All right.
Thank you.
The car's being impounded.
You're violating every right. Let me go.
It doesn't matter where you're allowed to park. This is being impounded.
For what? Man, you don't even get what's going on, do you, man? Why are you so mad at us?
I'm not mad at you.
He ain't mad, he's crazy and he hates us.
There's something that you're doing. There's a reason.
He had me at point. Him and the whole force. The dispatchers, they're not helping me. They left me lay here in agony, in turmoil and distress.
Dispatcher 212, it's going to go Louisiana plate.
No! Don't talk to this guy. Do not talk to the pig.
About the car.
No, man.
Please don't impound the car, man.
Okay. Let me explain something to you.
Hard right now, man. You don't get it.
No. Let me explain something to you.
I have
Okay.
money around here.
That's not my problem.
I know
Okay.
that's not your
I've
problem,
talked
but
with you guys several times before, and every single time I've dealt with you, it has always been confrontation, arguing, combativeness. Today was a simple traffic stop that you guys wouldn't even gotten a ticket for. But instead, she said she wants to play the sovereign citizen game and doesn't want to identify herself, which is illegal in this state of Michigan. I've given the order multiple times. She failed to comply with that. So, at this point, she's going to be arrested for resisting and obstructing in the state of Michigan. And at this point, maybe destruction of police property, depends on how much she kicks back there. The car's being impounded as part of my arrest. If you guys wanted to play...
ex-girlfriend's car. You guys can't impound it. I can get her on the phone if you need me to.
Too late.
How about that?
You guys already made your decision.
I haven't made any decision. You made the decision.
You're right.
For me.
She made the decision.
Yeah, but that's going against me too.
Yeah.
I haven't done. I've been polite.
Every one of you.
I can't help that though.
Well, you associate with her. Okay? And
you're
you're also playing the same game. You're saying you're a sovereign citizen. You're free man of the land.
I am I mean, I don't like
sovereign, whatever. However you want to say it. You're playing these games, these word games. Okay? It's not that hard to say, hey, here's my idea on a traffic stop. Thanks for the ticket, officer. Or have a good day, officer. Thanks for the break. So you didn't give me that opportunity, did you guys?
I didn't have that.
You didn't have that because you're free to go. You're a passenger. I'm not stopping you. I'm stopping her.
But this is.
And I'm stopping the car that she's
You guys are
driving.
just digging yourself deeper.
Me, and I haven't done nothing to
You all got families.
Just show me some
Your
courtesy
family's
and not
going to hear about it. It's going to be
else you
blasted all over the place.
I got to play the game fairly. You
You
guys
know
made that
what?
decision.
I didn't make it.
An eye for an eye. I'll tell you that right now. That's right, buddy.
If you destroy any part of this car, I will charge you with
Don't threaten me
it.
anymore. You threaten me enough. You're extorting me. You fucking kidnapped me. Your kids are going to find out about this. All of America's going to know. You can't do this to people and get away with it, and you're not getting away with it. Everybody that's with you, the dispatchers that aren't helping me get loose right now from you holding me hostage. I demand to be released immediately. Get me out of here. Get me out. Yeah, your whole family's going to find out. Don't think they're not. This is going to be plastered everywhere, buddy. While you're distorting and carrying on like you are and destroying people's lives. Yeah.
This moron being arrested on May 16th, 2023 at 1:12 in the morning.
Is the sheriff coming?
Nope.
All right, we're about to begin our continued preliminary examination. And that will complete our day, hopefully. Good afternoon. Please have a seat.
There you are. You have a seat? Yep.
We're a little early. It's 2:57. I guess there's no harm in that. This is file 23915FY. People versus Rosalind Ray Keenan. Ms. Keenan is charged with resisting, obstructing a police officer which is a felony punishable by up to 2 years imprisonment and a fine of up to $2,000. And with driving suspended, that's a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days in jail and a fine of up to $500. It carries 2 points on your driving record, and it requires that the license be suspended. I apologize, I'm losing my voice at the end of the day here. That sometimes happens. I talk too much. Anyway, yesterday we were here. Ms. Keenan had previously indicated she did not wish to have an attorney, and there was no attorney on her behalf at that time. Prosecutor David Marvin was here yesterday, and there was one or more police officers that were here yesterday prepared to testify. We didn't get very far. We started to go through the particulars, but Mr. Marvin made a plea offer. I want to repeat that, Ms. Keenan. He offered to dismiss the felony charge of resisting and obstructing. He offered to dismiss the charge of driving suspended, which would not go on your driving record, for a misdemeanor plea to attempting to resist or obstruct a police officer. That's a misdemeanor. It's punishable by up to a year in jail and a fine of up to $1,000. He offered to then defer the sentence for 6 months. And if there were no other issues or concerns, he would consider dismissing the case. He was not able to be here this afternoon. He stopped in this morning and confirmed to me that his plea offer was still open to dismiss the felony charge and the driving suspended charge for the plea to attempting to resist or obstruct a police officer. We were talking with Ms. Keenan yesterday. I found that she was in contempt and ordered that she go to jail, and she did, and we're here today. We were trying to establish whether she wanted any legal assistance in this matter. So, Ms. Keenan, you're the same person that you were yesterday with the same reservations and concerns. Is that correct?
Thank you. I have some things, like proof that the license shouldn't have been suspended, and they did reinstate them in Indiana.
All right, well, he's willing to dismiss that charge.
I think that's why, because I showed it to him.
All right, well, maybe so. He said you and he had several discussions. So let's see if we can get to square one here. Do you want an attorney to assist you in this matter? I can appoint one and we can set it for further hearing. I don't want to force one on you, but I do think you could benefit from having counsel. It was clear you didn't understand the difference between a criminal case and a civil case, and you contempted yourself into a day in jail. I won't be offended if you tell me that you want to have an attorney, in which case I would set this matter for further proceeding out 2 weeks, which would be July 5th. How would you like to proceed, Ms. Keenan?
Thank you. So if I choose to get an attorney, I have 2 weeks, and then nothing else will be brought up today.
Correct. Now, you could enter the plea to the misdemeanor offer that Mr. Marvin made today, but I do think you could benefit from having an attorney to assist you with this, in which case I would continue it to the 5th of July. That's 2 weeks from today in the afternoon. Usually it'd be on a Tuesday, but that's a holiday. It would be 1 o'clock on July 5th.
Am I going to be still having to stay at the county jail and wait till?
Well, let's talk about that. No, you posted a $10,000 cash or surety bond. However, you've not agreed to be fingerprinted. So as soon as you agree to be fingerprinted, you can be released from jail. Otherwise, you're going to sit there for 2 weeks. All right. Would you like me to appoint an attorney for you?
Yes, if you appoint an attorney,
Go
they're
ahead.
defense attorneys.
Yes.
Okay.
Here's your son. All right, I'm going to appoint an attorney, which I think you could benefit from. I guess you can always say later, I don't want one, but at least like you have an opportunity to consult with one.
Thank you. I have a question too.
All right,
If I have an attorney, I would like to be able to not be able to see him any sooner than Friday, because I want to be able to go
that's fine.
to a couple appointments for my dental and things that I want to do.
I'll give you their name or number. It could be a he or a she. Continue to July 5th at 1 o'clock for prelim. Bond is reinstated.
You mean that the bond was canceled?
No, it wasn't canceled.
Oh,
Under condition, a defendant be fingerprinted. The original complaint from the day of the arrest said that you did not comply with fingerprinting at that time. They attempted to do the fingerprinting again yesterday and they weren't able to do it. And I was advised by corrections staff that as of today, you still declined to be fingerprinted. So as soon as you agree to be fingerprinted, you can get out. If you don't, you can sit there for 2 weeks and we'll discuss it next Friday, or excuse me, on July 5th. In the meantime, I believe Mr. Marvin's misdemeanor offer is going to remain open, but you're not to be released until you complied with the booking process, including photo and fingerprints.
excuse me.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Today I think it was today or maybe, because I slept a lot, so I don't even, anyway, they booked me and took my picture.
All right, well, the
Is that
picture's
good
done.
enough?
That's good enough, but you
That's
have to
good
agree to
enough?
the fingerprints.
Oh, I still have to do the
Yes.
fingerprints?
And you can decide whether you want to do it. If you don't, that's
Well,
up to
I'm
you.
gonna do it.
All right.
Because I appreciate your offer. Thank you.
All right, they'll take you back to the jail. If you finish the fingerprint process, you can pick her up at the jail. We'll give you the paperwork before she goes about who her court-appointed attorney is. After Friday, I want you to call them and make an appointment to discuss this matter with them. All right, you're good to go.
3 weeks later.
Good afternoon once again. Are you Rosalind Ray Keenan? This is file 23915FY. Ms. Keenan is charged with resisting instructing a police officer and driving suspended. That allegedly occurred in the village of White Pigeon on May 16th. The defendant was arraigned on this. We had some discussion and I encouraged her to get an attorney to assist her with that. And she was not really in favor of that. But I said, well, let's appoint an attorney. You can discuss it with him and then determine how we want to proceed at that time. Ms. Keenan, resisting obstructing a police officer is a felony. It's punishable by up to 2 years in prison and a fine of up to $2,000. The driving charge carries 2 points, up to 93 days in jail and a fine of up to $500, and it requires that your license be further suspended. When we were here earlier, Mr. Marvin had made what I consider to be a very generous plea offer, but we weren't able to get to that point. And so the matter was set for a preliminary examination today. A preliminary examination is a hearing where it must be established in order to go forward that there's probable cause to believe a crime was committed and probable cause that you did it. So I'll defer to you, Mr. Bush. Where are we here today?
Well, there's a number of issues for the court to hear. Ms. Keenan is asking for a 30-day adjournment so she can review the discovery. I believe she's been provided with most of the discovery, but that is her request. There is
Just Mr. Marvin, are there video? or dash
Everything
cam?
that I have, she has.
Including video?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know that she may have, I have it.
Okay.
Put it that way. There's a very short police report and some audio visual evidence.
All right. Ms. Keenan, is that true? You're going to ask to adjourn this matter 30 days?
I was asking, requesting that from him.
Okay. Well,
I put it in writing in an email and asked a few things, but
well,
And I told her that I would make that request.
I mean, we just met and we really haven't had a chance to go through any of this.
Mr. Marvin, what's your thought?
First of all, I just want to make it clear that the offer is still available to resolve this. I do have a problem though with pulling Officer Hanson off the job as many times as we have. This has been, I'd say he's spent at least 4 hours sitting here waiting for these, and it's been one adjournment after the next. I don't know what a 30-day adjournment would do. I don't know for what reason. There's nothing that I could see that hasn't been explained. I don't know if it's gonna do anybody any good. I think we're gonna be back in the same boat.
Well, we may. Yeah, I felt your plea offer was very generous. It would result essentially in no conviction,
That's right.
and it would take the driving charge away.
Yes, and also I recently found out that that's been restored anyway. So part of my offer was get that restored, and then I will, there'll be a plea to a attempt R&O, and then that will be dismissed if there's smooth sailing for, I would ask for about 6 months. But at any time before then, I planned on dismissing this.
Miss Keenan and I had a pretty animated discussion the first day. And then the second day, it was much more subdued, and I encouraged her to get an attorney to help her. She has a profound misunderstanding of how Michigan law works, both in the criminal code and the traffic code. I refer to these people as borough groves. They're commonly referred to as sovereign citizens, but I don't find any sovereign in it. She certainly is a citizen. So, Miss Keenan, I don't know enough about this. I wasn't there. You were there, and you experienced what you experienced. Apparently, there's video of it. Mr. Marvin has offered for a plea and a deferral and a dismissal. I'm pleased to hear you have your driver's license back, so I won't be dealing with that issue in the future, but you were allegedly suspended at the time of this. If you get convicted of the driving suspended charge, it's gonna undo what you just did. It's gonna take your license away. And Mr. Marvin's not really looking for that, but that could be the result of this. So what more do you want, Ms. Keenan?
Is this to be brought on record what my asking of this man here in an email was?
Yes, what are you asking for?
I asked for a 30-day continuance so that I could put things together to defend my rights, to defend myself, not to excuse anything else, but to.
Do you want Mr. Bush to represent you in this matter?
I have been wanting
Okay.
to, but I want to be able to get to know him a little bit better, because we did have a back-to-back magnet effect on some issues
Well,
today.
and I envisioned that whoever got appointed to this would clash with you, because you have, and I can't tell whether these are sincerely held beliefs or just part of a contrary lifestyle. Whoever is providing you with this information, as I said, isn't doing you any favors. And I'm not even sure the people that in fact, I doubt that the people that originated this stuff even believe it. It's so nonsensical. Admiralty law and code of civil procedure and things that just didn't apply to this. But I do apologize. Officer Hanson's been here multiple times. But if 30 days could help resolve this rather than bind this over to circuit court on a felony charge, maybe it's worth it. Let's see, Mr. Bush, when your next duty week is. Now, you can hire a lawyer if you wish, but I don't think you're gonna be able to do that. You're not gonna be able to pay anybody money to try to provide the defense that you want. They just will decline to accept you as a client because they don't need that aggravation. In fact, I would be amazed if you could find somebody that you could hire that's a licensed attorney in the state of Michigan that would pursue the kind of defenses that you want. Plus, you don't have a lot of money, and so you're eligible for court-appointed counsel anyway. But I would tell you to go hire your own lawyer. We aren't able to find one. And if I appoint someone other than Mr. Bush, you're going to have the same issues you have with him that you're having with Mr. Bush. I'm going to continue this for a prelim. How about if we set a pre-exam conference so we don't have to drag Officer Hanson in here?
That's reasonable. If you just set it on my duty week for pre-exam.
Well, the problem is your duty week isn't way until the end of September.
I don't know that, Judge. I'm sorry.
You don't have another duty week till December 25th. That's why I'm going about 30 days. I'll set a pre-exam conference for August 15th at 8:30. That way you don't need a subpoena, don't need to drag Deputy Hanson in here. If the matter is resolved, we can deal with that. If it isn't, we can schedule a preliminary examination at that time. So we'll leave it at that. Do you have any questions you want to ask at this time?
You're continuing it then?
Yes, I am. I'm granted
Thank
your.
you.
All right, I'll just leave it at that. All right, you're free to go.
And with that, it's pushed off to the end, but you heard both the camera of the law officer's dash cam and car cruiser, as well as the 3 appearances that she's had in front of Judge Middleton. If we get more, we will come back, of course, with it. Until then, this will bring the evening to a close here on From Day One. As always, please like, share, and subscribe, be kind to one another, and release the Kraken. As we march closer and closer to 50,000, we get those presents out to you here on Day One. Have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow.